Hello students, in this video we are going to study chapter 7 of science, metals and nonmetals. Now, before starting with the chapter, can you tell me what are the three types in which the elements are generally classified? Yes, very good. Metals, nonmetals, and metalloids. So in this video we are going to study the details about physical properties of metals as well as nonmetals. Now, can you list me some of the things from your surrounding that we used to carry out our daily activities? Yes, vessels, oxygen gas that we use for respiration, copper vessels, toothbrush, toothpaste, wires, pencils, ornaments or jewelry we wear. So you may observe that some objects are made up of metals while some are made up of non-metals. So how we can classify it between metals and non-metals? Yes, we can obviously classify metals and non-metals on the basis of their physical and chemical properties. Physical properties of metals and non-metals. Physical property means outer appearance. How the metals and non-metals appears. So first physical property is physical state. So mostly metals at the room temperature exist in the solid form. Exception is mercury and gallium are the metals but they exist in the liquid form at the room temperature. And mostly non-metals are in solid, liquid and gaseous form at the room temperature. So solid non-metals are carbon, sulfur and phosphorus. Liquid non-metals is bromine and non-metals which are gases, that is hydrogen, nitrogen and oxygen. Now think and answer my question. Of what metal our jewelry is made up of? Yes, gold and silver. And how our ornaments are in appearance? Yes, they give shines. So luster means shines. So all the metals have luster. They are shiny in nature. From the outer appearance, they give shines. While non-metals, all these elements like sulfur, bromine, carbon, oxygen, they all are non-metals. They do not have any type of luster. Now, third physical property, that is hardness. So metals are generally hard. Exception, that is sodium and potassium. Sodium and potassium being metal, they can be easily cut with the help of knife. So they are the exception. While non-metals are soft. Exception, diamond. Diamond is an allotrope of carbon. What is allotrope? That you will study in higher standard. And diamond is the hardest matter on the earth. So diamond, in spite of being a non-metal, it is the hardest material on the earth. So metals are mostly hard while non-metals are mostly it is a soft. Now tell me, electric wires at your home are made up of which metals? Yes, aluminium, copper. So this property is called ductility, in which the metals are drawn into wires. Metals are ductile while non-metals are not ductile. Means we cannot make wires with the help of non-metals. Second, that is a malleability. So metals are malleable. Means when we pressurize metal block with the help of hammer, it will turn into a sheet. And this property is malleability. So metals are highly malleable while non-metals are not malleable. Next property is conduction of heat and electricity. So metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. As we already seen in previous slide that wires are made up of copper and aluminum, which are metals. So electricity can easily pass through that metals. So metals are good conductor of electricity. As we already know that our cooking vessels are made up of metals. So metals are a good conductor of heat and electricity. But there is one exception. Lead. Lead is a metal, but it is not the good conductor of heat, neither it is a good conductor of electricity. Now, non-metals are bad conductor of heat and electricity. Non-metals do not conduct heat as well as electricity. But here also there is exception, graphite. It is a non-metal, but it is a very good conductor of electricity. Next property is density. Mostly metal have a high density. Here also exception is there, sodium, potassium, lithium. Being metals, they also have a very low density. Lithium density is 0.53 gram per cc, while non-metals have a very low density. Your pen cap is made up of plastic. It has a very low density, so it is floating on the water. While this iron nail is made up of metal iron. So iron nail have a higher density, so it gets sink into the water. Next property is melting point and boiling point. Mostly metal have a high melting and boiling point. Exception: mercury, gallium, sodium, potassium. They all are metals, but they have a low melting and boiling point. While non-metals, they have a low melting and boiling point. Exception: carbon and boron. They are non-metals. Then too, they melt at a very high temperature. Next property is sonority. You may have heard the bell ringing sound in your school. Yes. Have you ever thought of what material that bell is made up of? That bell is made up of brass, which is an alloy, which is a mixture of copper and zinc metals. So metals are sonorous. Sonorous means produces sound. Sonorous means it produces sound. While non-metals do not produce any type of sound, so non-metals are non-sonorous in nature. I hope that you are cleared with the physical properties of metals and non-metals. Thank you for watching my video.